What's going on, guys? It's New York Prepper here, and I have a breaking news update here with aliens and UFOs. And I just want to give a shout out to my friend Will for sending me this. And I want to get this information out to you guys because this is absolutely breaking news that just came out 2 hours ago. And so we have the Israeli space security chief saying that extraterrestrials exist and Trump knows about it. All right. This is the former Israeli space security chief saying that aliens exist and Trump knew about it. And what's very interesting is that over the last few years, we've had a lot of disclosures from the government. Most recently, we had David Fravor, the pilot of the F-15 squadron that encountered and actually got into a dogfight with a UFO outside of LA. And he was attached to a USS Nimitz carrier group, and they were doing drills. And his jet was able to pick up thermal footage of this UFO that was, basically flying nearby his squadron. And the information was kept secret for a long time up until recently when the Navy decided to disclose the footage from the infrared thermal camera on the jets. So this is very interesting information. And so without further delay, I just want to read to you some of the details here. So we have the former Israeli space security chief. He said that, quote, unidentified flying objects have asked not to publish that they are here. Humanity is not ready yet, said Haim Eshed, former head of Israel's Defense Ministry Space Directorate, told Israel's Yediot Aharonot newspaper. The interview in Hebrew ran on Friday and gained traction after parts were published in English by the Jerusalem Post on Tuesday. A respected professor and retired general, Eshed said the aliens were equally curious about humanity and were seeking to understand the fabric of the universe. Eshed said cooperation agreements had been signed between species, including an underground base in the depths of Mars, where there are American astronauts and alien representatives. And he says here in quotes, there is an agreement between the U.S. government and the aliens. They signed a contract with us to do experiments here. Eshed added that President Donald Trump was aware of the extraterrestrials' existence and had been on the verge of revealing information, but was asked not to in order to prevent mass hysteria. All right, guys. So very interesting stuff here. Now, we know that Dwight Eisenhower's granddaughter has recently come out in the last couple of years saying that her grandfather, Dwight Eisenhower, actually did sign a treaty with aliens after World War II. And, a lot of people think that she was nuts or she did too much LSD or something like that. But that's what Dwight Eisenhower's granddaughter, you can look her up. She mentioned that Dwight Eisenhower signed a treaty with aliens after World War II. So it's very interesting. So continuing on with what this guy says here, quote, they have been waiting until today for humanity to develop and reach a stage where we will understand in general what space and spaceships are, Eshed said, referring to the Galactic Federation. The White House and Israeli officials did not immediately respond to NBC News' request for comment. So this is very interesting, guys. This is very interesting stuff, and it says here that you can read in more detail The Universe Beyond the Horizon, Conversations with Professor Haim Eshed by Hagar Yanai, published in November. So it looks like they published a interview with him just recently, and that was in November, so you can check that out. But I'll put a link in the description down below this video so you guys can read this article for yourself. But, nonetheless, we have the Israeli space security chief saying that Trump knew about aliens and and that we've been in contact with extraterrestrials from a quote unquote galactic federation, and the aliens actually asked us, humanity, not to reveal their existence because they felt that humans are not ready yet. And Trump didn't want to reveal the information because he was told it would cause mass hysteria. It's very interesting stuff, guys, and it corroborates a lot of other interesting things. For example, um, when George Bush Jr. was asked whether aliens existed on live TV, Bush said that he couldn't tell. He couldn't tell. It was on Jimmy Kimmel, Live. Jimmy Kimmel asked Bush Jr. if he had any knowledge of aliens, and Bush Jr. didn't deny the aliens exist, and he didn't confirm it. All he said was, "I can't disclose any information." And so that to me is very suspicious, because if he knew that aliens, didn't exist, he would just outright say that. But the fact that he said, "I can't disclose any more information," it's just very suspicious to me. And there were other times where President Obama, back in the day, also when he was asked about aliens, he kind of stuttered one time. I think it was on the Ellen DeGeneres show. They had like kids on the show asking him random questions, and this young girl, I think she was like 12 years old, asked him if there were aliens, and Obama kind of stuttered on live TV. He didn't know what to say, and he stuttered. He said, well, we don't know if they exist or not," and he was kind of stuttering, and he didn't know what to say, and he kind of asked a question back to the girl, and he said, "Well, what do you think?" And he did that to buy himself time because he didn't know how to answer that question on live TV, you know? So you can watch that interview as well. It's on the internet. It was when Obama was on on Ellen DeGeneres. You can watch that. It's out there on the internet. He stuttered, and he responded with a question back to the girl, because he didn't know what to say. But, nonetheless, we have the former Israeli space security chief revealing some very interesting information here. You guys can go and read this for yourself. But that's all I got for now. And as always, take care. God bless. And don't forget the 3 Ps: prepare, practice, and persevere.